In this example, I'm going to go through some of the basic information about Access Database. So you'll see that I have an example here. We're going to be using an example of apartments. So you'll notice that this very first column here is called ID, and this is going to be the default pretty much in all of the databases. This is called the primary key, and I'll show you where you can find that. And then we have apartment, but you'll notice that apartment is spelled incorrectly, so I'll show you how to fix that. We have number of bedrooms and lease end date. There's a couple more fields that we want to add, and then I'll show you how to add a record. So we are currently in data sheet view. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to change from data sheet view to design view. So I needed to change the spelling of apartment. So I just edit it. This is very similar to what you were doing in Excel. Okay. Now I want to add in 2 additional fields. So my first one is going to be level. And I have the option of short text, but if I click that drop down, you're going to see a number of different options here. Now I'm going to add a description because this is the level that the apartment is on. Now this is an optional piece of information. You don't have to add it. And then the next one that I want to add is whether or not this apartment is accessible. And for this, I'm going to use the yes, no. So it's either accessible or not. Seems fair, right? Now, I mentioned primary key, and you'll notice right next to the left of where it says ID, there's a little key there. In a database, everything has to have one unique identifier. So in your life, your unique identifier is your social security number. At school, your unique identifier is your 900 number. So everything has to have a unique identifier. And Access just assigns that very first field as your ID, and it will do an auto number. So you'll see that they become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can be changed, but this is the default for Access. Now I am going to change back to my datasheet view, and I'm going to be prompted if I want to save. You always want to say yes. Okay. Now you'll notice that apartment name has gotten a little smaller. I just want to use that 2-headed arrow, just like we would when we were working with Excel. Okay, make that field a little wider so that you can read all of it. Now, when I added in that level field, it is not populated for all of my records. So I need to go back in and add this information. So I have a ground level apartment, and I'm using tab, or you can use your mouse to navigate through. Okay, so now I have that. Now I also have some accessible apartments that, of course, would be on the ground floor. I have a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and I have a 3-bedroom that are accessible to those that are living on the ground floor. Now I need to add in a new record. So I'm going to add in my new record. Now, when using the date, you can either enter the date manually or you can use your calendar. Now, this is on the 3rd floor, and of course, it is not accessible. So you can use the tab to continue to navigate through and add in a new record.